Hello and welcome to Fluff. I'm Karen and today we're going to explore the magic of lanolin. So what is lanolin and where does it come from? I will demonstrate with our Jack. He has just been sheared. This is my hand before touching him. By stroking him just once and showing you my hand after, it'll give you a better description than I could put into words. Can you see how shiny it is? This magical substance can not only help us clean a dirty sheep's fleece, but it also has a mind-blowing number of other uses. We will also be dispelling some myths and discovering how you can extract your own lanolin. If you love all things natural, this video is for you. Jack excretes lanolin from his sebaceous glands in the same way that we produce oils from our sebaceous glands, and it is the closest substance in nature to the oils that we produce on our own skin. However, lanolin is predominantly a natural wax rather than an oil. This yellow waxy substance coats the wool fibres, helping to protect sheep from harsh weather and keeping their fleece soft and water resistant. I use lanolin to clean, or to use the correct term, scour raw sheep fleeces. Because lanolin creates a waterproof barrier on the skin of the sheep and every single fibre of the fleece, any dirt that comes into contact with the fleece attaches to the lanolin rather than the protected wool beneath. Lanolin melts at 38 to 42 degrees Celsius or 100 to 107 degrees Fahrenheit. By submerging dirty raw fleece in hot soapy water above the melting point, the lanolin melts, and the detergent forces itself between the fibre and the lanolin and holds it, as well as the dirt, away from the fibre. The lanolin forms an emulsion in the water, which is a liquid suspended in a liquid. The cleaned wool fleece is then removed for a second scour before several rinses. The remaining water from the first scour contains the vast majority of suspended lanolin and is called a scour liquor. I am creating a series of videos on wool processing, including one on scouring wool, using this lanolin melt method. There are other methods of scouring wool, but this is the method used by the majority of hobbyists as well as most of the huge commercial scouring plants. The lanolin is particularly important to the commercial scouring plant as it is an extremely valuable byproduct. They are able to extract the lanolin from the scour liquor by using both a chemical process, using sulfuric acid called cracking, and the physical process of centrifugal force. I was fortunate to be able to visit the Haworth scouring plant in Bradford. While the scouring lines look like something from Mad Max, the plant is actually one of the largest modern and environmentally responsible commission wool scours in the world. The control room and the laboratory better demonstrates this. Here it is, lanolin in its raw form. This was gifted to me by the nice scientists at Haworth for a felting project that I was working on at the time. This is one of the pots that I got from Haworth scouring plant, and we're going to open it and have a look, see what it's like. I have not opened it since I've had it. As you can probably tell from the lid, it was liquid when I got it. I tried to keep it upright, but clearly didn't do such a good job of it. So we're going to open it and see what it looks like. Now, I was expecting it to look harder than that. Can you see how sticky and gooey it is? So I'll hold it. Oh, now that was a mistake. So I'll hold it with my other hand. Now, I'm sure if I kept it on the side like that for a while, it would very, very slowly slip out, because it's quite squishy. It's not solid. Now then, let's have a look now. Can you see this? very stretchy, and to be fair, I would describe the colour as a kind of green. Well, it is green, like I don't know, olive green, khaki green. The colour on the surface is lighter because if you look deeper it's a darker colour. That's raw lanolin. That's literally been taken from the scour liquid, but it'll be still full of impurities. Lovely. I think this is how they sell it, and then the pharmaceutical companies or the cosmetic companies or whoever will further refine it, and then it will be the more yellow lanolin, but apparently it can be further refined again and then it looks more white. But even at this stage it can be used for greasing moving parts, for waterproofing things. If you're going to waterproof a propeller, you don't need the finest grade, you know, so you're not going to pay extra to have that extra processing done. Yeah, it kind of looks brown as you go deeper. It's very cool. Not sure how I'm going to get it off the spoon though without making a terrible mess. If I try and put some on my hands I'm going to end up all greasy, aren't I? But I'll give it a go. Yeah, definitely greasy, just like when I stroke Jack. It's highly likely that you have a great many products in your home that contain lanolin, from cleaning products, pharmaceuticals, hygiene and cosmetic products. Even in its raw state, it's used for rust proofing, anything from machinery to boat propellers, and is a common ingredient in boot polish. Having seen my hand after stroking Jack, I'm sure you can understand why. Are you ready? I have listed some examples. Lip balms, soap, including baby soap, nappy rash cream, candles, aftershave, moisturising creams, general healing creams, cracked heel repair, body lotions, nipple cream for nursing mothers, hand creams, hair care products, makeup such as lipstick and brow liner, shaving creams, sun cream, furniture polish and leather treatments, lubricants for brass instruments, ski waxes, inks, coatings for condoms, cable insulation, and many more. It's now raining, so I've come into this relative shelter of the scouring shed, where it's dry but it has plenty of light. Although my babies are all grown up, I am really delighted to hear about the alternative to plastic nappy covers for those environmentally conscious parents that use washable diapers or nappies. Lanolized wool, nappy or diaper covers. From the reviews I've seen, they're actually better than plastic. I wish they were a thing when mine were little. For those of you that knit, I'll put a link in the description to a free pattern that I found. Even if you don't have any little ones to knit for, they may be potential great sellers. Although I don't normally allow my Parkinson's to stop me doing what I want, I do have to concede defeat with knitting. Or maybe it's just an excuse for me to have more time for felting. While lanolin is predominantly a wax, it has a complex composition of 200 plus derivatives for which the potential has not yet been thoroughly studied. Lanolin has been receiving a bad press recently as a significant but not a common allergen. However, skin testing has shown one lanolin-based product can cause a reaction, while another lanolin-based product in the same test does not. This shows that it is not the lanolin that is the allergen, but another ingredient in the product, or more likely a contaminant from the sheep's fleece. Sheep are dipped or sprayed with potent pesticides to prevent fly strike, amongst other things. Fly strike is when flies lay eggs in the skin and quickly hatch out into flesh-eating maggots. The maggots secrete toxins that will poison and kill a sheep in a matter of days. It is therefore not surprising that many otherwise pesticide-averse farmers do still treat their sheep. If you are sensitive to lanolin, you have my sympathy, because it must be a nightmare to avoid. However, it is likely that a more highly refined grade of lanolin will not cause a reaction, and you could reap the benefits of this magical product provided by nature. You could always make your own using organically raised sheep's fleece, as they won't have had the chemical pesticides applied. Each sheep's fleece comprises of between 5 and 30% lanolin. In general, the finer the fleece, the greater the amount of lanolin the sheep produces. The merino sheep grows the finest sheep wool, and 250 to 300 ml of lanolin can be harvested from every fleece. Hobbyists have often tried to extract their own, and it is easily achievable, but there is a lot of misleading information out there, including from seemingly reputable sources, such as a demonstration by a knowledgeable historian on a reputable TV channel. I know of so many people that have tried this, including myself many years ago, only to be met with disappointment and assuming that it was me rather than the resource that was at fault. But the science just does not support that method. One of the things that makes lanolin so versatile is its ability to form an emulsion, a liquid within a liquid. This is how creams are made. If the lanolin would truly separate from the liquid and float on the water, then your creams would also separate in their jars. And as you know, that doesn't happen. While lanolin does contain some fatty acids that may well settle on the surface of cooled scour liquor, the substance may well even have moisturising properties, but at best it's a constituent of lanolin, and it is not true lanolin. The lanolin is mostly still in the scour liquor beneath. Not to despair, harvesting a good quantity of lanolin is very achievable. You do start in the same way, by heating raw fleece in a large pan of water in order for the lanolin to melt. It does not have to boil. Heating to near boiling point and then maintaining that heat for an hour should be more than adequate to melt all the lanolin and destroy any microbes. Adding a detergent and or a salt would increase the yield because it would lift the melted lanolin away from the fibres, but then you would have additional contaminants to remove. My instinct is that grated olive oil soap would be a great compromise. Remove the wool while still hot and then boil the liquor until the majority of the water has evaporated. To remove the dirt and other insoluble contaminants, filter through a cheesecloth or muslin. Leave to settle and cool. Thank you for joining me today. If you have found this video helpful, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more woolly videos. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. See you next time.